Hey guys, it's Alexandra. Today I'm going to be talking to Haley Thompson, who works with light language, which means she is able to receive energies from people and kind of help them deal with emotions and mental health and release kind of any bad vibes going on that they might not be in tune with. So, a lot of people might think this is a bunch of crazy sounds and weird fake stuff, but she's going to come and tell me about what it is she does and show me, and you can judge for yourself because I think it was a pretty cool experience. So I hope you enjoy, and you can stay tuned and subscribe below for more videos. All right, thanks.
Cool to meet you. I'm Haley.
Hi, it's nice to meet you. So I came across your TikTok and I thought what you do is unlike anything I've seen before. So I'm so interested to find out what exactly light language is and how you realized that it was a gift that you had.
Absolutely. So light language is okay. So lots of cultures actually have light language. You might have even heard Christians call speaking in tongues. That's what a lot of people can kind of correlate it to. To me, light language is the language of the soul, basically. And what I'm doing when I'm doing light language is I am just allowing energy to come in through me and flow. So all those sounds and stuff that I'm doing is me accessing a frequency and being able to translate it to other people. So that's kind of like, is there a better understanding I could offer of it, or like a specific question about it?
Well, is it something that you had to learn how to do, or is it something that you felt you always knew how to do?
So that's actually one interesting thing about it. So I didn't take a class or anything like that. What I had done, originally I had found this culture that I can't even remember what the culture was, but they basically do healing through their song and through images on face paint and stuff. And then once I began to learn more and research about that, I somehow fell into a light language rabbit hole on YouTube. And almost everyone that does light language on YouTube emphasizes that everyone has the ability to do it. This is a natural ability that we all do. We just have been taught to not access it because it's weird, which is also like, what is weird? Weird's an opinion. Um, so after hearing that so often, because I became obsessed with light language, all I wanted to do was consume light language videos over the quarantine. And I finally decided to give it a try. I said, okay, I want to try some of this healing for myself because I'm told that I can do it myself. And when I first started, I thought I was just a goofball. I thought I was just being super weird, making all these random noises. I decided to post to TikTok, and some of my favorite spiritual healers really received stuff from it, and it motivated me to keep trying and keep going. And the more I did it, the more people really felt something, and the more I was able to kind of tap into other people's energies and understand a little bit.
Yeah.
I believe light language is something that we all speak. We can all speak. It is a universal language that is not from Earth, in my understanding of it. So I believe that it is either from angels or spirits or other cosmic universes that we are like receiving codes and expressing them through into this 3D.
Well, essentially what it is it's sound healing. And honestly, ancient civilizations found sound to be very healing. Ancient Egypt didn't include any vowels within their hieroglyphics because they considered the vowel sounds to be ancient, or not ancient, but sacred sounds, because they were healing. And then also the guy who created the Pythagorean theorem, Pythagoras, he also had said that everything has sound because everything is energy, because sound is the like movement of energy, essentially. So that's how light language is able to affect others, because that sound, that movement of energy accesses the energy within our bodies.
Your light language something that is involuntary? Like, do you sense people's energy just naturally, or do you have to work at it?
So actually the sensing energy thing and the light language are actually kind of separate, and for me they ended up just coinciding together. The more I decided to start doing this light language, the more I began to heal. And when that happens, when you heal yourself, you open yourself to more of your natural gifts in life. So the more I began with that healing, every time I do healing for others, it is giving me healing because I'm the instrument it's going through. So I'm constantly getting upgrades and stuff because I'm helping other people heal. So that being said, as I was doing that, I started to begin to just like, at first I thought I was just being emotional. I noticed everything made me a lot more sensitive. I couldn't even watch certain shows anymore. And I just my emotions were everywhere. And I had gotten a spiritual gifts reading from someone on TikTok, and she had explained it to me that basically some people are put on this earth and their energy system cleans other people's energy. So when that happens, you tend to pull people's deep emotions that they're storing within their body up. So the more I began this light language healing, the more I was able to actually feel what I was doing to other people. And the more I was able, and it turns out that this is a gift I've always had. It just kind of got switched like from a fan from low to high, basically. I went from not feeling it at all to realizing I've taken on everyone's emotions and everything like that. Yeah, that's kind of how that worked out for me.
Awesome. So what kind of feedback do you get from, do you ever get people coming to you saying like, I watched this TikTok of you doing light language and like it affected me in a way that I didn't expect it to?
Oh, the response has been, I never expected this at all. I blew up on TikTok, and it was like overnight I had thousands and thousands of followers, and people telling me that every single one of my videos was helping them, and people telling me that they became emotional. It brought up certain things that they needed to heal, that their headaches go away, that their back stops hurting. Or when I started connecting to people's energies, I didn't know I could do that, and it was really just a test run on TikTok. And when I started explaining the feelings I was receiving in my body for other people, they're like, oh my gosh, you are spot on. And honestly, the people's feedback has been what has kept me going and what has really inspired me to do this.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering if you ever unfortunately get any of that feedback that's like, this is like bullshit, she's just making this up, like this looks crazy. Do you ever get any of that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's definitely the naysayers out there. And I just have to take it from a standpoint of realizing that when people, especially on social media, when people feel the need to comment, it also is a projection of, I feel the need to be heard. I feel like my opinion matters. And in many ways, your opinion does, but in many ways, your opinion does not matter to anybody. Like, so why do you think your words that you're saying to someone on a video matters? And then when I call them out on it, they're like, it was an innocent joke. And it's important to help people realize that, yes, we may have grown up with these habits where making fun of people is the way you show love. But honestly, if we sit back for a second, how toxic is that? How toxic is that? And I grew up in a family like that, and I get it, but we have to move ourselves forward to a point of like not letting people continue to project that and not giving them the energy that they're looking for in the first place. Because oftentimes they like to see us mad. They like to see us upset because we're just a person on a screen, essentially.
Right.
But sorry, I say we a lot for like all the other people doing the spiritual collective stuff as well. Yeah, I definitely got some naysayers, but I try to do my best to send every single person love, because I realize that my effect on people is triggering no matter what for a lot of people. And that's just within my being, and I can't take that to heart.
Right. Do you have any experiences that resonate with you, especially in the fact that you are able to connect with people's energies? Has there ever been a situation that really took you by surprise where you were able to heal somebody in a way that really impacted you or them?
Yeah, honestly, so that's the cool thing about my spiritual work that I do, is oftentimes the work that you do is really healing for you as well. So like a lot of the topics that I touch on are things that I have gone through or things that I do kind of go through. I often come across people with abandonment issues. And it's funny because a lot of these issues I didn't even realize I had until I started healing these people and being like, oh, I got to do some healing on that as well. I definitely get a lot of people with anxiety and depression. And then also just like having healing abilities, but just not knowing it and kind of paying like my ability to trigger people. My whole life I've done that, and it caused a lot of issues for me growing up, but I hadn't realized that that was the effect I was having on people. And so now I'm realizing that I'm meant to help people grow comfortable with these abilities and use them to their advantage rather than see them as a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. So when you're getting it's obviously a different world when you're getting people's comments and reading them versus when you're sitting in a room with somebody. How can you still sense that? How can you still heal people, I should say, through just reading a comment? How does that manifest in you?
So that's that's something I got to chalk up to whatever's on the other side, to be honest. And I honestly haven't done very much in-person work. I've tried with like a few people at my work. It's kind of hit or miss, but most of the work I have actually done was through social media, and I have no idea how it works. But I know like when I first started blowing up, I would read the person's like comment and I would start feeling their emotions. And at first I hadn't realized like what this was. I thought I was just getting super insecure and angry and like unmotivated and stuff. And I realized after a while, like it would change with each comment. Like, why are my emotions changing? And I don't know how it works, but it does.
Do you think this is sort of like a way that you could feel better without necessarily like being on medication or going to therapy or something? Those things, of course, work for certain people, but do you think this is a way that people can work through their emotions?
So I absolutely see it that way. I wouldn't like professionally recommend that everyone drop their meds and stuff, of course.
Right.
But that's honestly, my mental health has grown substantially since I have bipolar depression. I stopped taking my meds, suicidal ideation gone. And like, I used to lose my crap over everything. Like I could break a pencil and my day was ruined. But now it's like, really, it feels like I've just gained perspective. And that's kind of how I view the way depression and stuff is too. These like mental health standpoints are just these what are they? Cognitive behaviors that are just kind of set in our subconscious. And so as I learned about all this light language, I realized how much our mental state and cognitive behaviors and subconscious like programmings really, really, really affect us. And that's kind of really what it's about, is realizing one, where our emotions are stored within our body, and then finding the patterns that aren't serving us anymore.
So would you be willing to show me what you do?
I would absolutely love to.
Awesome.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask Spirit to connect me to your energy, and then it might take me a minute to kind of settle into what I'm feeling. So you don't need to be nervous about anything, because it's not like I know things about you. I'll just be able to feel sensations in the body, because like I said, we store emotions in our body, and generally we have a tendency to all store them within the same areas. So whatever sensations I am feeling, it can kind of help me describe what emotion is coming up, because I've looked that up a little bit. And then sometimes I also ask Spirit, like, what emotions am I feeling currently? But now that I'm doing it interactive with you, you'll be able to help me touch on what it's really speaking to.
Great.
All right, so Spirit, please allow me to connect to her energy. What messages and shadow work can we bring to the surface and heal? Is your heart pounding like crazy?
Yeah.
I can feel it. The second I said that, my heart went do, 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 do. I also feel, so some tenseness like mid-lower back, which to me often speaks to support. Do you have a healthy support system?
I do right now.
You do? That's good. That's good. are you worried about that at all, or have you had any issues within the past?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So maybe that's just a sign that like it's stored in the body and it needs to be released, which is also why a lot of why exercise is always brought up within spirituality and without like mental health, is because like I said, our body really does store those emotions. So sometimes getting yourself to move will help you release those emotions and you'll feel less heavy throughout the day. Let me think on what I'm feeling a little bit real quick. Spirit, what is it that I'm feeling? I feel like there's something from your past that you hold in your heart, and we tend to hold grief, heartbreak, maybe someone betrayed you, maybe you lost someone. What is it?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Okay, so it feels as though that's creating a blockage from your heart to your throat. Like I feel like you're not able to fully speak your truth and be fully comfortable with who you are, because you're holding that in and it's kind of blocking it off. So it's not, because basically we have a chakra system, so we have several energy points throughout our body and they all work together. So when one's kind of blocked off, it makes it so it no longer can kind of flow through, which also can create headaches and a lot of pressure in your back as well if it's clogged up in the heart, if that makes any sense. Because we receive energy from above and below. So do you get back pain?
Not typically.
Not typically? Okay. Let me think on what this is, because there's definitely, it's like, it almost feels scared. Hold on, let me grab my pendulum.
Yeah, you're good.
Spirit, is the energy I am feeling in my back a fear energy? Is it fear from a male energy? Is it from the past? Did something scary happen with a guy in your past?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can feel that. That's definitely in your back. Which also, it's like, do you judge yourself for what happened? Okay, yeah, I feel that too. When that gets closer to the neck, feelings of judgment and self-doubt and just not being nice to yourself is held in. Are you good? Okay, I just want to make sure. And if there's anything that you feel like that I'm talking about too much or anything like that, just tell me to zip it.
Sure, you're good, you're good.
Yeah, you hold a lot within the upper parts of your body. I'm also feeling, which I don't know if that's just from the fear, but it's definitely, it's like right under the rib cage in the center, what I would call the solar plexus. And we held a lot of self-doubt and self-confidence issues there too. And anxiety. Anxiety goes there a lot, which you might be a little anxious right now. Let me stand up to see if my legs feel weak or not, because sometimes this is a whole process. I don't record this process for TikTok. Okay, so for our legs, we tend to hold negative emotions, but I'm mainly feeling it up here. And it's like closer to a joint area, so that kind of has to do with being inflexible. Are you being inflexible with your emotions? Are you keeping yourself on a rigid path or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's very true.
Sorry, I know all this sounds vague, but it's like, it's really just the feelings that I feel.
No, I connect a lot to what you're saying.
Good. I'm glad you're resonating. Um, I think I just want to do some light language to help you release. Are you open for that?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
so what I'll want you to say is like, I am open to receiving this light language for my highest good.
I am open to receiving this light language for my highest good.
Perfect. All right, so I'm going to get into it. And I'm also going to set the intention that you might be able to feel something, because not you don't always feel things when you're listening to light language, and that doesn't mean that it hasn't worked. It just means you just didn't feel it. But I'm going to set the intention that you feel something, that you feel as though there's some sort of proof and understanding. By the way, certain sounds don't really mean anything specific. I just kind of, whatever I'm feeling, I express that in whatever way my body feels it should be expressed. So, do you live on your own?
I'm not right now.
Do you live on your own?
Not right now.
Is it your house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna ask for your room to be cleaned then. Just so you have like space to heal and stuff like that. Like if it was your house, I'd be like, okay, let's clean the whole house. But since it's not your domain, we're just gonna do like your room. All right. Sorry, I do a lot of the. I feel like that just helps me shake and release. And I feel like you just have tons of past energy really just sitting in your body. So do a little bit of this so it can start releasing the energy that's within your back. Because you have, although you don't feel it every day, you have tons of energy back there. All right, I'm gonna call that it, but here's what I will say. And the stuff from the past might come up a little bit. Don't take any fear to it or anything like that. Just let the emotions come and let them go. Get out of your body. So if you get like emotional and you feel like crying and stuff, just let yourself cry. Because sometimes that does happen a lot after I do light language for people.
Yes, thank you.
Did you feel anything, or was it just like goofy? What'd you feel?
No, I think something that drew me to you initially is I was really, really stressed. And usually when I'm stressed or procrastinating, I will just sit on TikTok for a few minutes just to like clear my head and do something mindless. And it almost felt like I just happened to come across your account and you were doing one of your light language, like you were actually in the middle of doing one. And it sent like chills down my whole body. I was like, this is so bizarre. I was like, it was almost like, I don't know if you connect to ASMR at all, but it felt like that. I was like, this is so bizarre. Like I know she's standing here making weird sounds, but this is making me like really relaxed all of a sudden. So yeah, I felt that I definitely feel like from the back of my head down, like I feel tingle.
I love that. And like I said, like if it weren't for the feedback of others, I don't know if I'd still be doing this, because I wouldn't know that it's actually affecting people. And
Yeah.
it's still crazy to me that it does help people, and that like I've even taken away people's headaches, and I'm like, how can I do that? How can I do that?
I saw the same thing. After I watched it, I looked through the comments and I was like, I wonder if at first I thought I was like, is this a joke? Or am I the owner if I'm the only one that's like feeling stuff from this? And I read the comments and a lot of people were like, oh, I'm so relaxed now. That just made me feel like so much less stressed. Like, thank you so much for you bringing up stuff that I need to get over. This made me so emotional. This made me cry. And I was like, Oh, I was like, this is something like legit.
I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say something. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, I can't remember. It's gone. It's out the window.
That's all right. Well, thank you so much for talking to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay. I remember what I was going to say. So oftentimes when I do light language for people, like I said, this is an ability that everybody has. So when I do light language specifically for people, oftentimes they get a little more artsy or they want to start doing light language. I totally encourage that if you're interested. And it's going to sound like a bunch of beeps and boops if you decide to verbally do it. Or just start, when you draw, any drawings, energy is going to be flowing through you and it is going to help promote healing. So if you want to start playing around with doodling and stuff, totally do it and see how much it grows and see if people like feel anything from it, because for me it worked.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you
Thank
so very much.
Yes, you too. All right. Keep in touch.
All right. Goodbye. Thank
Bye.
you.